Imagine standing in a coffee shop, minding your own business, and someone suddenly walks up and speaks to you in English. Instantly, your brain just freezes. Total panic mode, right? You literally know the right words in your head, but your mouth just refuses to cooperate.
Take a deep breath, and please do not worry. Every single person learning a new language goes through this exact same stressful moment. Today, we are going to fix that problem for good. We will show you how to handle everyday situations so you can drop the anxiety and feel completely comfortable.
Exactly. If you want to learn English speaking easily, everyday conversations for beginners are the absolute best place to start. By the end of our chat, you will be totally ready to step outside, grab your confidence, and have a conversation with absolutely anybody.
Taking that very first step without feeling awkward is always the hardest part. So, we are going to give you some really easy listening practice today. We'll start with the lowest pressure thing in the world, which is saying hello. You really do not need to use big or fancy words. A simple hello or a quick hi works perfectly every single time you meet someone.
That is so true, David. You can say hi to your close friends, and you can use hello for people you're just meeting for the first time, or maybe in a more professional setting. And you can easily change what you say depending on the time of day. When you wake up and grab that first cup of coffee, just give a big smile and say, "Good morning." Actually, if you really want to sound like a local, these are the daily conversations you must know to speak English naturally.
Right. Just imagine you are walking into a trendy little bakery in Brooklyn at 8 in the morning to grab a coffee and a croissant. You just look at the barista and say, "Good morning." Then, when the clock strikes 12 in the afternoon, we just switch over and say, "Good afternoon." It's the perfect chill way to talk about daily life in English.
Yes, good afternoon is the absolute best thing to say to your coworkers after you finish eating your lunch. And once the sun finally goes down and the sky gets dark, we switch to good evening. That's exactly what you say when you're meeting up with friends for dinner at a cool new restaurant downtown.
But wait a second, Jessica. What if you're leaving a late-night rooftop party, or you're just absolutely exhausted and heading to bed? Do we still tell people good evening?
Actually, no. That is the exact time to say good night. Just remember, good night is only used for saying goodbye or when you're literally going to sleep. You never use it to greet someone when you first see them.
Okay, that makes perfect sense. Now, right after you say hello, it's very normal to ask how the other person is doing. The absolute easiest and most common way to do this is simply asking, "How are you?"
And there are a few very easy ways to answer that question without overthinking it. You can tell them, "I'm fine, thank you." Or you can just say, "I'm good." Those are very happy and positive answers. But let's be real. What if your day is just okay?
In that case, you can just shrug and say, "Not bad." It simply means your day is not amazing, but nothing terrible has happened either. The most important thing to remember here is to be polite and ask them the same thing right back. Just say, "I'm good. How about you?"
Doing that really keeps the conversation flowing nicely and prevents that awkward silence. Now, what happens if you're meeting a brand new person? You need to learn how to introduce yourself, which is super easy.
You simply share your name. You can say, "My name is David. What is your name?" And when they tell you their name, you just smile and say, "Nice to meet you." These are such easy introductions, and they work perfectly to instantly warm up the vibe.
That is a really wonderful way to start off a new friendship. Now, let's move on to the magic words. These are the everyday phrases that show respect and help you speak English fluently with the people around you.
Oh, I know exactly what you mean. We are talking about words like please and thank you. You should always use the word please whenever you're asking for a favor or ordering something at a store. Like, "Can I get a cup of water, please?"
Yes, adding please turns a bossy demand into a very kind request. And when they hand you your drink, you just respond with thank you or thanks. It's a great habit to use these words all the time.
Thanks is a little more relaxed, so it's great to use with friends. Thank you is perfect for absolutely anyone. And if someone says thank you to you, the best way to reply is, "You're welcome," or "No problem." Saying no problem just lets them know that helping them out was totally chill and easy for you.
We also need to talk about how to get someone's attention politely without being awkward. If you're in a crowded subway car and need to squeeze past someone, or if you need to ask a store worker a question, all you have to do is tap into your polite side and say, "Excuse me."
Excuse me is incredibly useful. But if you actually bump into someone by accident, or maybe you drop their bag, you should immediately change that to, "I'm sorry." A quick, genuine apology usually fixes any little mistake right away, and it shows good manners.
That is so true. All right, so now we know how to say hello and be polite. Let us talk about small talk. This is just light, easy chatting to break the ice. Nothing heavy, just casual stuff.
The absolute best, foolproof topic for small talk is the weather. It is always changing, so everyone always has an opinion on it. You can just look at the sky and say, "Nice weather today, isn't it?"
And they might reply, "Yes, the sun is so bright," or maybe, "No, it is raining so hard." You can also keep it super basic and say, "It is freezing today," or "It is so hot out here." You do not have to be a weather expert, just complain or celebrate what it feels like outside.
Another really good trick for making small talk, especially when you walk into the office dragging your feet on a Monday morning, is asking, "How was your weekend?"
I use that one all the time, David. You can easily answer, "It was good, thank you. I just relaxed at home and watched some shows," and then make sure to ask, "How about yours?" You can also make simple comments about the place you are currently in. If you are waiting for a fresh batch of cookies at a bakery, you could take a deep breath and say, "Everything smells so good in here."
Or if you're stuck in a massive, slow line at the grocery store, you can just smile sympathetically at the person next to you and say, "This line is taking forever, isn't it?" It's just a nice way to bond over a shared struggle without complaining too much. It puts people at ease.
Sometimes the chat naturally gets a little bit more personal, and you want to know a bit more about whoever you're talking to. A really wonderful, engaging question is, "Where are you from?"
This is perfect if you're traveling. You can give a simple answer like, "I'm from Texas." Or you can name a specific city and say, "I'm from Seattle," and then just ask them back, "And you?"
If you're out there practicing and putting yourself out there, someone might ask you, "Do you speak English?"
Listen to me, this is not the time to be shy. Give them a big smile and proudly say, "Yes, a little." Even if your vocabulary is small, people really respect the hustle when you try. They will be incredibly helpful, making things much less scary.
They also might want to know about your daily life, so they'll ask, "What do you do?" This is just a friendly way of asking about your job or your major. You can keep your answer very basic so you don't have to explain your entire resume. Just say, "I'm a student," or "I work in an office."
Keeping it simple is always the best way to go. Speaking of daily life, we all have to run errands and go shopping. Whether you're at a massive supermarket or a cool vintage clothing store, there are certain survival phrases you'll definitely need.
Usually, a store worker will come right up to you and ask, "Can I help you?" If you're just window shopping and don't need anything yet, just tell them politely, "No, thank you, I'm just looking."
But let's say you spot a really nice jacket and you desperately need to know the price before you fall in love with it. Just point right at it and ask, "How much is this?"
That is definitely the most important phrase you can learn for shopping to protect your wallet. Now, if you're in a grocery store wandering the aisles looking for a specific item, you can just ask, "Where are the apples?"
And once you decide you want to buy something and treat yourself, simply say, "I'll take this, please." After you tap your card and pay the cashier, make sure to say a big thank you. Shopping chats are normally very quick, simple, and painless.
Let's stick to the topic of being out in public. What do you do if you find yourself completely lost in a massive new city and your phone map just died?
Well, the most urgent thing is usually finding a restroom. You can just walk up to someone and ask, "Excuse me, where's the bathroom?" Just never forget to say "excuse me" first so you don't startle them.
You can use that exact same structure for literally anything. "Excuse me, where's the train station?" People will usually point their finger and tell you it's right over there or it's straight ahead.
If you want to figure out if you should walk or just give up and call a ride, you can ask, "Is it far?" They'll easily tell you, "Yes, it is," or "No, it's super close." And if you're entirely turned around and overwhelmed, just admit it and say, "I'm lost." People are generally super friendly and will gladly point you in the right direction.
All right, all this talk about wandering around the city is making my stomach rumble. Let's go over how to sit down at a local diner and order some food.
I love going out to eat. Usually your server will come over to your table, hand you some water, and ask, "Are you ready to order?"
If you are still staring blankly at the menu trying to decide, just say, "I need a minute, please." But if you know exactly what you crave, you can be direct. Say, "Can I get a black coffee, please?" Or, "I would love a turkey sandwich, please."
If you were staring at the menu and a word completely confuses you, you can point and ask, "What is this?" Or if you have decision fatigue and want to know what the locals actually eat, ask your server, "What do you recommend?"
When you are totally full, happy, and ready to head out, catch the server's eye and say, "Can I get the check, please?" After you hand over your payment and leave a tip, say thank you and wish them a good day.
Having a good day usually means we are doing things we genuinely enjoy. Let us look at how to talk about our likes and our absolute dislikes.
It is extremely simple. All you do is say, "I like," and then say the thing. "I like reading books," or "I like eating pizza." If you want to ask a friend and check their vibe, you say, "Do you like listening to music?"
And they can just say, "Yes, I do," or "No, I do not." Now, if you want to talk about things you really, truly do not enjoy, you just squeeze the word "don't" in there. "I don't like the cold weather," or "I don't like getting up early."
Sharing these personal opinions really helps you build a genuine bond with someone. We can also connect by talking about how our bodies are feeling physically. If your stomach is completely empty and you're borderline angry about it, you just say, "I'm hungry." If you need some water, say, "I'm thirsty."
After a crazy long shift at work, you might walk through your front door, drop your keys, and sigh, "I am tired." Or if your eyes are literally closing, just say, "I'm sleepy."
What if you catch a bug and feel awful? Just say exactly that. "I feel sick." If a certain part of your body is in pain, point to it and say, "My head hurts," or "My stomach hurts."
And if the weather's totally bothering you, just say, "I'm freezing," or "I'm hot." These quick little sentences let everyone around you know exactly what's going on with you in that exact moment so they can help.
We have really covered a massive amount of ground today, from waking up in the morning and battling the commute to ordering lunch and sharing our deepest feelings. But every good conversation eventually comes to a close. How do we properly say goodbye?
The absolute classic is just saying goodbye or bye. It works in any place with any person, period. If you know you're going to see that person the very next day, say, "See you tomorrow." If you're going to see them in just a few hours for coffee, tell them, "See you later."
A super polite way to walk out of a store or successfully leave a long business meeting is to tell people, "Have a great day." Or if it's finally Friday afternoon, look at your coworkers and happily say, "Have a great weekend."
You can also look at someone and say, "Take care." It's just a really warm, kind, and empathetic way of telling them to stay safe and well.
Wow, we literally walked through an entire day of speaking English. These phrases are the actual foundation of the language. The more you say these sentences out loud, the more natural they're going to feel rolling off your tongue.
Please do not ever be afraid of making a mistake. The secret is practice, practice, and practice some more. Embrace the little mistakes because they lead to real confidence. And hey, if you found this conversation helpful, if it saved you from a little bit of social anxiety and you picked up some new phrases to use today, do us a massive favor. Hit that like button right now. Share this with a friend who might need it, and make absolutely sure to subscribe to Clarity English Practice Channel.
Yes, definitely smash that subscribe button on Clarity English Practice Channel so you never miss out on any of our upcoming conversational lessons. Drop a comment down below and let us know which of these daily phrases is your absolute favorite to use, or which one totally saved you from an awkward moment. Keep on practicing, take care of yourselves, and we'll catch you all in the next video.